Hello! Welcome back to the Sacco-matic. Now, I've already got the wheel off, hub nuts off, and I've got to put the fifth gear back. Well, not my one. After doing a little bit of research, I have found that basically Volkswagen just made the ratios a bit longer. So if you have a 1.9D, not an SDI, just a D, your ratios are specific to that vehicle. Now that is the same for any other DCH gearbox coded car, and the fifth gear is a 5136, which gives a 0.70 ratio. Now it's quite long, and I used to be able to cruise 70 mile an hour was 2,800 RPM, so 3,000 RPM was 75 mile an hour. It was pretty much 5 mile an hour per 200 RPM. If you want to go back, idle 1000 RPM in fifth was 25 mile an hour, so that should work out. The closest thing I have found to it, there was two. There was the Volkswagen Caddy SDI non-turbo, or the Seat Inca, things like that, had a 5037 fifth gear, which gave a 0.74 ratio, and as you can see, I've got 1.4 16 valve 6N2 written down. Well, to get hold of how can I put this, a commercial gearbox for one of these, so we're talking the pickups, the Caddy pickups or the Caddy vans, they're not easy to do, mainly because of the large Volkswagen scene following, and secondly because there weren't that many made. So after we've done that, the next best option was the 1.4 16 valve 6N2. Runs an 085. Excuse me. Don't know what the gearbox code is. If you search it, you can find it. They're on eBay. And the fifth gear, like I said, is 5037. Now it's slightly shorter. It is at 3000 RPM, 4 mile an hour shorter. Now that means that what was 70 mile an hour at 2800 RPM is now 70 mile an hour, or 71, at 3000 RPM. So I've got to rev it a little bit harder in fifth to keep that speed up, but it's still better than 3000 RPM in fourth. Now as you can see, I've done the most fun task. There is white paint. I literally have been teeth counting to make sure that they are correct. Now, I'd say it kind of goes without saying. I'd like to be able to say that. I've lost a bit. Oh no, I haven't found it. I'd like to go that it goes without, like to say that it goes without saying that you can't put the 51 and the 37 together, or the 50 and the 36. The 51-37 combination simply will not fit. The shafts are so far apart, probably actually about that, and the cogs are too big. It just won't fit. However, the 50-36 will fit, but they won't mesh properly. And what you'll end up doing is instead of, let's see if I can show it here. Turn the screen back on. Instead of the teeth meshing nicely like that, they'll mesh like that, and you'll have that chatter. Now when you put in, I'd like to be able to say power, but that thing over there doesn't have any power. But when you start loading it up, putting the torque loading through it, when those gears chatter, basically you're smashing them into each other with some force, and you're just going to smash the teeth clean off of it. So you've got to make sure that the teeth are meshed correctly, and that these are a pair. They've been running next to each other for quite a few miles. In this case, I think it's about 80,000. So they've been friends for 80,000. They've been sort of, you know, rubbing up down against each other for 80,000. So kind of keep it that way. The yeah, sorry, being thick. Make sure that you put a match pair back. It'll be fairly easy to put them back. And like I said, after we've covered that, I'm going to do my best to show you how to set it up, and also my fault, I'm going to own up to this. As I said before, the little rubber gasket that goes around the drive shaft was missing. Oh no, it wasn't missing, I broke it when I got the gearbox out. Yeah, I didn't order another one. I need that tomorrow, because I'm driving a fair distance to go and see my mates. I need that. So, unfortunately, we're going to, for tonight at least, bodge one. So that's gasket paper, that's not normal paper. That is gasket paper. And we've got punches and we've got blades, and I'm probably going to cut myself at some point. So stay tuned. This is going to be fun. Right, so since we're 8 minutes in and all I've done is talk, let's crack on. Yeah, I'll see you over there. Right, we're back. Yeah. I don't remember that one being so difficult to get to, but I might be wrong. Well, it's nice to know after the about 100 yards she's done, it's still clear. Now, first one is this one, and there's a little ridge on it. This side goes on there, and the little ridge goes towards the gearbox. And that one goes in there. There we go. This looks fairly simple, doesn't it? Right. Now, I've taken this off. There is one side with pointy teeth. That goes on like that. So, bearing's already inside. Clip that back to its size. Drop that one on there. And I'm going to do this in stages. I'm going to drop that one on there, like that. That's going to slide on there. Now the gold part, the synchro, is free to move. So hopefully, when I drop this one on, that might take some persuasion. Okay, one moment. There we have it. That appears to be on fully. Synchro can still move. That can still move. Now, time to fight with the clip. I can guarantee you the clip's going to end up in that oil at some point. There we go. Got it in. I sort of hooked one side on and bit tool abuse. Got a screwdriver up this side, pushed it that way and just hooked it over the edge. Well, you saw me tap it down, so there we go. Right, fork. Forky now. Let's see if I can fit this with no issues. Yeah, right. This lock nut is a 13, so let's see if I can put it back as well, as easy as it come out. Yeah, I doubt that. Does it go that way? Does it go that way? I think it goes that way. It does. So that goes in there like that. That one goes on there like that. That one, there's my little lines. My little lines hook on. That one goes down. Oh, oh. This is a bit of a juggling act, but we'll get there. So, I'm going to do just going to start that off, and this I bet is not going to fit now. Oh, it does. Ha ha! Right, this is out of 5th gear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unwind it a bit. And put the spanner on the lock nut. Now, I'm going to go put the vehicle in 5th. Right, it's in. The fork has gone all the way over. There is a little gap between this one and that one. It has fully covered these teeth. So I'd be amazed if I've got it right first time, but we'll see. idiot. It helps if you wind the nut the correct way. Right, that lock nut's done up, very done up, and that is 5th gear installed. So I'm hoping if I pop it out, I should be able to move the synchro and the gear. Obviously the gear I'm not going to be able to move so much because of the, it's attached to the main shaft, but yep, the synchro moves, so does the gear. So what I'm going to do now is replace this before everything else spills out. As it's taken far too long as it is. Now, get my rag, have a little wipe, and now, before we take it for a road test, wow. This is going to have to be edited. I've got to make a gasket. This isn't going to be pretty. I'll show you how to make a proper gasket on that thing. I need to make one for the intake. But I'm going to pull the shaft out and we're going to have a go at making a gasket. Oh, and whilst I'm here, I'm going to put that oil back in the gearbox. Such fun.